the things that happen in my life. Because most times I'm out here and I'm on my fucking own. And a lot of us are on our own. But you know what gives us power? Knowing that we're not alone. Knowing that when I posted this man attacking me with a metal bar, that hundreds of people rallied outside of this fucking establishment and shut it down for 2 whole ass days. We may not have been able to shut it down permanently, but they sure as we hit their pockets where it counted. These are actions that need to be taking place all over the country. So when you're sitting here and you're occupying City Hall, you're not just occupying space, that you are making a very visible and notable account that everyone here is tired of this system's bullshit. That we're tired of our trans brothers and sisters not getting justice. Because let me tell you, I'm tired of seeing people like me dead scrolling through my newsfeed. Yeah.
Make some noise, make some noise. What I want to do real quick is a couple quick house rules, because as you can see, we're in the street. So when we talk about keeping people safe and our trans brothers and sisters being able to step forward and storytell in safety, I need for folks to take a step forward so there's a pedestrian walkway behind you all. The problem right now is that people are walking through our crowd, and I don't know whether somebody may be walking up to do something or whether these are people that are just walking through. So we need to get people a little bit, keep your distance from folks, but know that our crowd now is protruding. So people with bikes are moving through the crowd, people are walking up, and I want to be able to watch the crowd so I can make sure that if I see something escalating, I'm putting my body on the line, because that's what the fuck we mean when we're talking about showing up in City Hall, right? Make some noise! If a white supremacist is making his way through the crowd and I scream, people are not going to stand up, right? This is the reality of the city we live in with all of these cameras. The same way people that are supporting us could watch these CCTV cameras and tell us what's going on is the same way that white supremacists all over the country are watching what's going on in every community that got CCTV cameras. So let's understand what surveillance looks like, and when I'm telling people, let's be mindful of what's happening around us, let's think about this being 2020. When we're talking about defunding the police, there's some really real things that are going to happen when folks from our community call 911 and don't get responses or can't call 911. So this storytelling is important. That's why I passed my megaphone. Now, if I pass my megaphone, that means there's a platform to be had. That means somebody might try to threaten this platform, right? So make some noise. People are going to protect our trans brothers and sisters, our non-gender forming community members. Okay. So if I say come off the sidewalk a little bit, let's make sure we're paying attention. Everybody better have good intention in this crowd, because that's what we're here. To rip out the violent and negative intentions of the system that are oppressing black and brown people. So make some noise.
For the last 2 years, I have been working to get into the nursing program down in New Orleans. It was a struggle. I finished my prereqs, did all of that, and then I applied for clinicals. I got accepted into Charity School of Nursing. Only for the nursing board to tell me that my transition during clinicals would prohibit me from practicing nursing safely. So I had to defer for a year because the nursing board didn't believe that my transition would be a platform for me to be able to to become a nurse. At the end of the day, when we're talking about that, this compromised my financial aid.
Let's get more comfortable here. Yes. And when the other organizers need the sound,
let me know.
We'll transition over.
Wow.
Make some noise for this ally. This is what allyship looks like. Walking around with a heavy-ass speaker in case somebody needs it, right?
I appreciate it. So I deferred for a year because I had to battle the nursing board to get an education so that I can serve my community, because I understand that trans men and women don't have access to reliable health care that is safe in the healthcare. And Donald Trump just passed a law allowing for people to discriminate against trans people in healthcare. But that won't happen with people like me in healthcare. But I had to fight like hell for my education. I start nursing school in August, and I raised $20,000 to pay for it. But this is what I mean when I say that we need access to certain resources. That when we're talking about defunding the police, we need to defund the police and to reallocate that money to education. We need to defund the police and allocate that money to housing resources so people like me don't have to sleep on the street. We need to defund the police and allocate that money to healthcare so people like me can be in positions of power in healthcare, so that when Donald Trump and assholes try to pass laws, those laws aren't going to be upheld because there's people like me in those establishments. The way that the United States government right now is spending money is absurd. That we can't have money for housing, education, and healthcare, but you can have armed military forces rolling down every fucking city in every fucking state. That's a problem. That's a problem. There is no accountability. So, you know, and let me tell you another story about how I was homeless in New York City back in 2013. And I met a man who offered to give me a place to stay for a night. I met him. Little did I know that he was going to drug my drink, rape me, and throw me on a fucking park bench in Union Square. That's something I have to live with every day. That's something that I have to cope with. So when we're talking about safety, we're also talking about putting people who are vulnerable into housing, giving them access to resources that they need to survive, so that we don't have to put ourselves in compromising situations. You know, I'm not telling you my sob story, you know, because I'm doing the best that I can to lift myself out of whatever the fuck I've been through, and it just keeps coming. It keeps coming, and I know that it's never gonna stop. That the closer I get to my womanhood and in my transition, the closer I get to, you know, a bullet in my head. That I am not far, you know, and I feel like every day that I come out here and I speak, I understand my mortality. That I have to hold space and be visible while I can, because I do not want my life to go to waste. And in the event that I am murdered at the hands of some ignorant person, then what I will leave behind is me. So people will see more than just a dead face and an unarmed trans black woman in the street. And this is my truth. And this is what I live with every day. You know, and this is, you know, nothing compared to being the only person of color in a white family. That my mother lied to me for my entire life before she told me that I was black. She was so racist that she hid that small detail from me. So what does it even mean for me to be connected to my culture, to my heritage, to my ethnicity? When I was raised in a family that upheld values of white supremacy. Now I have to take another journey to rediscover who I am ethnically, you know? And it's not like I've navigated society and people have recognized my whiteness. You know, I don't get none of that privilege. I don't fucking know what that is. You know, and when I'm walking through the world, people treat me the way that they see me. So if people see me as a black man, they're going to treat me the way they treat black men. If people see me as a Hispanic person, they're going to treat me the way that they're going to treat me the way that they see me. They don't ever see me as a white woman. They don't ever see me as a white man. Because if they did, I wouldn't have had to fight for my education. If they did, I probably wouldn't have been left on that fucking park bench. If they did, I probably wouldn't have been assaulted by the police more times than I fucking can count. So when we're talking about truth and reconciliation, are you willing to listen to the ugly, uncomfortable truth of other people's stories and be willing to take up for them when they're not around? Are you going to be willing to stand in solidarity with the homeless trans person living in a park because she has nowhere else to go? Are you going to speak up for the unarmed black man when police stop him for just walking down the street? Are you going to be there when I'm not there? Are you going to speak up for us when no one is going to pay you or praise you for doing that? Because that's the kind of work that we need. I need people like that. I need to know that I'm living in a society where people are educated and conscious enough to know that people like me don't deserve to be treated like that. You know, and T.T. Golan, I don't know if you guys have heard of her, but she was a homeless black trans woman that was found hanging in, I think it was it Boston? She was found hanging from a tree that in 2020, not 2016, not 1980, not 1920, but in fucking 2020, there are black people being lynched and hanging from fucking trees. And this is not a coincidence. Do you live in that kind of fear? All of you white people right now looking at me, do you live in that fear? No, you do not. You don't know what it feels like to walk out of your house and have some man follow you, threaten your life, drag you through the fucking streets. I mean, that is a conscious and very viable fear that is very present in my life, and it is very present in every black and brown life that I'm looking at right now, that this is what we live with. This is what we navigate, and it's scary. It is scary to know that my life is constantly in danger. And to know that in that moment, I may not have a bunch of people, or I may not have a bunch of people around me. But you know what it's going to take? It's going to be one person that sees what's happening. One person that sees something going on that can save my life. One person who is just walking down the street, going about their day, seeing someone being assaulted or seeing someone being harassed, and stepping in. Because how many lives have been destroyed and taken from us because nobody stepped in? Too fucking many. Too many. That, you know, when I'm, dancing in the subway and I'm attacked, and the only thing people are doing is pulling out their phone cameras and watching and recording. But they stand there with their fucking phones like I did something to deserve this. And then I have to, reconcile with all of my things. And, that person got away, and everybody goes about their business because the show is over. Do you know what that feels like? To know that there are 50 people around you who could save your life, but none of them care. None of them care because you are dressed a certain way, because you are living in a way that's not normal, because their perception of you is defined by what they see in the media. Their perception of you is defined by what other people have said about you. Because let's be honest, trans people in the media don't exist until really, recently. I think the first time was Pose, where you got to see trans people in a positive light. People see me and they think I'm disgusting, and they think, you know what, maybe it's better off that she's dead. I don't agree with that at all. Actually, I fight hard for my life. Actually, I live hard and I work hard, and I've been through too much shit in my life to not take space and not be allowed to exist in any given space and feel safe in that. I deserve to feel safe.
So, hey, it's Jordan. I am here at what they're calling Occupy City Hall, right in front of City Hall in New York City. It is a bit of an encampment. that is forming. So you see right here by the New York City subway entrance, which they've basically shut down. You have murals of George Floyd, abolish the police draped on there. And this is developed here over the last 48 hours here right outside of City Hall in City Hall Park. An encampment for those of you Occupy Wall Street veterans might be giving you a little nostalgia or a flashback. So right now it looks like there's I'd say a couple hundred people, a mix of people who are staying overnight and then people that are coming during the day. You have people giving speeches. We were just showing you a transgender woman, a transgender black woman who was discussing her challenges in her daily life. So let's kind of show you. Press the like button right under the live stream. Smash that like button. Give us some love in the super chat. So it's kind of a mix of everything. You have people chalking justice for Robert Fuller, I think that is. And we've actually been covering Robert Fuller, that murder in California, which they tried to say was a suicide, but most minds would realize that was not a suicide. What brought you guys out here to occupy City Hall and chalking that in specific?
Well, I specifically have been following Robert Fuller's case since it first happened, since it first came to light, and just been like posting updates of it on social media and sending emails and calling and making sure that people are aware of what's happening with it and what's going on. And I feel like his case has kind of been forgotten a little bit by the media, and so I'm just trying to, make sure his memory is still here. So
I guess you haven't heard of status quo. We actually found we got the first camera footage actually at local businesses. Yeah, so basically they took 8 days.
Yeah.
The police took 8 days to even go through footage. So we, a reporter we have out there, got the footage. Doesn't really definitively show anything, but clearly if the cops are taking that long, doesn't look like they're specifically looking for what actually happened.
No, exactly. And I know that they didn't even ask all of the businesses that had camera access to where he was found. They've only asked a handful of businesses for their camera footage. They haven't even asked all of them in the area. So I know that not everything that can be done is being done. So it's heartbreaking. Yeah.
The Washington Post actually, rare time, they did a good piece today showing the history of white supremacy in that area in California.
Yes,
Because I think through this movement we're learning police departments sometimes, those police officers have double lives where they are sometimes involved with these white supremacy groups. And in that area there's the Peckerwood gang, some KKK groups that have been prevalent there.
It's a huge area for Klan activity, like an enormous area for Klan activity. And so the fact that they find a black man hanging from a tree and immediately decide that it's a suicide just goes to show how prevalent it is within the police department itself. And so the fact that they're dragging their feet with this investigation is just more proof within itself that it probably is within the police department. So
What are your thoughts out here? Because specifically, this encampment occupation is to really push City Council, Mayor de Blasio, to defund the police budget, which is $6 billion, by the way. It's outrageous. By $1 billion.
the largest police budget in the United States. Yeah.
I believe it's actually $11 billion, but only $6 billion is in like active funds. So it's actually almost double that. And if I think like the minimum we're asking for is $1 billion out of $11 billion. That's not much. That is really not a lot to ask for, and we should be getting a lot more than that.
The mayor ran on this. I mean, he specifically ran on transformation, reform to NYPD, gave his kind of family story with African-American wife, children, but now he seems very tongue-tied with putting any types of cuts.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, well, full disclosure, Bill de Blasio is a coward. He's a coward, and he is, like, full disclosure, he's being blackmailed by the NYPD. His daughter was arrested protesting for the Black Lives Matter movement, and the NYPD released where she lived online. They doxed her, essentially, in an effort to blackmail Mayor de Blasio from doing anything about the NYPD. Consistently, every single press conference that he's done, he's defended NYPD and the officers for their actions that they've taken against attacking protesters, and has done absolutely nothing to hold any of these officers accountable whatsoever. And so, like, ultimately, we have to vote Bill de Blasio out of office. We need to get him out of this city. I don't think anything can be done to reform how he feels about the NYPD, can be done to actually make any substantial change while he's still in office. So I think that's the only option. Yeah.
Last question. This seems like early days. This has been around for like 2 or 3 days now. Occupy City Hall. What do you think? I mean, I went down to Zuccotti Park, so this is kind of giving me a little flashback. Do you think this will get bigger? Do you think they're going to listen? How does this kind of evolve from here?
I think it's only going to get bigger from here, because even from the first day to today, it's grown by hundreds of people being here. I think yesterday there were about 1,000 people here when it was at capacity. And so I think with more information spreading and more people deciding to come to the autonomous zone, that it's only going to get bigger from here. And I think with the organizers and all of the activists who are organizing marches, who are organizing teach-ins, who are specifically teaching the activists who are here, like, how they can help in their communities and everything like that, even if we do not successfully get the budget cuts for the NYPD that we want in the next year's budget, I feel like the community aspect of all of these people just learning so much and, like, taking part in their communities, that's what we're gonna get from this. Yeah.
What's your name?
Lydia.
Mia.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Check us out. We on YouTube. We got a bunch of videos on Robert Fuller. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So let's check this out here. Make sure you press the like button. Keep that like button going.
We got streets to take. We got $1 billion to cut. We're going to keep this off and ground ourselves in the Afro-Indigenous culture, in the celebration of song, dance, and drumming from a liberation perspective. Please welcome Bamba Yo and the revolutionary song.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're only going to get one chance to do this right. And this song, Bomba One One, it's a revolution song that during the Haitian Revolution. So this song is very important because it's very much the same today when we're talking about what we're fighting for. And we're talking about Black Lives Matter. So I need everyone to join me in this chant. So you are part of this story, so that even though it's history, it is still present today. When we do this, this is how we honor our ancestors, really, truly, right? So let's action speaks louder than words. This is time for us in this song. Let's just all feel it. Let's feel what this meant, okay? Adelante, mi gente. Hey, hey, bomba one one. Hey, hey, bomba one one. Ay, tangali. Hey, bomba one one. Ay, bomba one one. Hey, bomba one one. I don't hear you. Hey, bomba one one. Bomba one one. Hey, bomba one one. Ay, tangali. Hey, bomba one one. Ay, tangalukila. Hey, bomba one one. Ay, tangabakute. Hey, bomba one one. Bomba one one.
DC, can you roll on my porch?
At the Revolution, there will be dancing. Give it up for Bummer Yo!
Eric Garner's mother speaking at some point.
I want to thank you for coming here tonight.
At some point.
We're going to march. We are going to demand $1 billion.
Hey y'all, how you doing today? Y'all can do better than that. I asked you how you're doing today. Thank you. Before we get started, we're going to have a quick announcement about your bikes.
Hi, thank you so much to Justice Committee and everybody for being out here. Again, my name is Juwanza, I use he, him pronouns, and I work at Vocal New York. And remember, thank you. All of our actions are aligned, and remember, this is an occupation happening at City Hall right now. So one, I say that if you join the march with Justice Committee, definitely come back. We are not leaving. And so another important announcement for everybody, even in far back, we don't want to give the NYPD, who are protecting these fascist states, any excuse to legitimately break up our occupation. So I'm asking you all, we have your bikes locked to the fence back there, for someone smart to devise a plan to store bikes but not chain to the fence. We are not going to allow this moment of critical changes, a critical consciousness, be changed by a fucking bike fence. So somebody, please go get your bikes and please find somewhere to put them up. If you have questions about that, come find me. Thank you.
All right, y'all, let's give it up for Bamba Yo one more time. Let's give it up for them. And thank you for all of you for coming out here today to support Justice Committee, J-Fridge, Vocal, and all of the other organizations that have organized this march and this rally today. And so we know why we're here, right? Why are we here? To defund what? Yes, we are asking for $1 billion to be cut from the NYPD's expense budget for fiscal year 2021. This year, we are asking for $1 billion. And we can do that, right? Yeah. We can do that, right? Okay, so we know that coronavirus has impacted the city greatly, but we also know that there has been another pandemic that we have experienced as Black and brown people for decades. And what pandemic is that? Racism, oppression, policing, the criminalization of Black and brown bodies all over the United States. And we don't need that anymore. So we are here marching with you today, standing with you today, standing in solidarity with these families that are here, demanding that the NYPD and the budget that they have be cut by at least $1 billion by July 1st. So they may be making that decision today, but they need to cut that budget by $1 billion. And how can they do that? I'm going to tell you right now. So they can cancel the cadet class for 2021. We do not need any more new cops. No new cops. They can also fire the cops that have killed and abused us for decades. There are several cops that are still within the NYPD's force that are working that we know have murdered our people. That is unacceptable. They need to be fired immediately. We also know that your taxpayer money is going to their salaries, to pay cuts, to all of the things that go towards this policing system that we have now that we know that is unjust and we know that does not serve our communities and does not support us in thriving in the ways that we need. And so as Black and brown people here today, and as folks standing in solidarity with these Black and brown bodies, we are asking you to demand, not to ask, not to comply in any way, but to demand that we have this budget cut by $1 billion. Is that something that we can do? Do y'all believe that we can do that? Okay, if y'all believe it, I need to hear it. Say we can do that. We can do that. We can defund the NYPD by at least $1 billion. All right, thank you.
Hey y'all, my name is Amari Soulfinger from Brooklyn Movement Center and Theater of the Oppressed. And family, I gotta just kind of, if I can have a moment with y'all, I need to say something to get present. This bum-ass mayor, this big old toad-looking ass old head mayor, no, I really gotta say something. I read today that he's thinking about cutting tens of thousands of city workers, of community care workers, of healthcare workers. He's talking about cutting guidance counselors from the South Bronx and Brownsville. I'm gonna say it again. From the South Bronx, so y'all been in the South Bronx and Brownsville, he's cutting out counselors in the schools and laying off teachers. Like there hasn't been a pandemic that's been ravaging our black and brown communities. So what I'm saying is, are you dumb? Like, are you dumb? Like, we haven't been in the street clear as hell about what we want. We want $1 billion, at least $1 billion from the NYPD. Why? Because it's my money, it's our money. I'm sick and tired of using your money for 2,000 cops. I don't need no cops to sit around and crush their candy and swipe on their Tinder and to park in my bike lanes and to crush my community and choke me out even though the whole world is watching. I don't need no more cops in my school treating me like I'm some inmate. I don't need no more cops playing basketball and then hemming me up on stop and frisk the next day. What I need is $1 billion at least from the budget, because it makes a lot of sense to me, and you must be dumb. Okay? We are not taking it anymore. We done called you, we done emailed you, you done tweeted, y'all don't got voicemail set up. It's okay, we gonna come find you on my street. Because whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? So y'all go ahead. Y'all cops just sit and chat. Y'all don't want to wear a mask. That's fine, because we gonna take it to you. We not asking anymore. We gonna come and find you. We demanding $1 billion. No excuses, no flim-flam games. Oh, we gonna take a little money from here. We gonna amend this. We gonna get rid of undercover. We want the bread. We want the money for our communities. We want schools, we want housing, we want health care, and we want it now. And until we get it, y'all go ahead. They mess around. Mess around if y'all want to and vote the wrong way. Go ahead and pass a budget. We will turn up all summer because we're taking it back. We're not going back inside. We're waking up. Give me my money for my communities. Because this is not just about the violence where you put your knee on my neck. This is the subtle violence that y'all do all the time. This is divested from our communities. This is gentrification. This is the fact that my teachers are being laid off. This is the fact that I gotta pay for glue sticks and shit. You know what I'm saying? We want the money back. Cut it. So I'm tired. We saying defund the police, but today we're gonna uplift what we want. Say what you want. What do you want from that $1 billion? I hear education. Shout out PS 165. What else we want? Healthcare, counselors. What else we want? It's Christmas in motherfucking July. What do you want? That's right. Cut the police. Stop the nonsense. Is Nell here? Where's Nell? We need some chants, and I need my asthma pump. I'm gonna keep it real. We're gonna take care of ourselves, right? Because we got a march to do across. I ain't gonna tell y'all where. But we gotta take care of ourselves. Nobody here to help me with the chants? All right, brother, thank you. Peace to the peace poet. Shout out. Oh, yo, sing my jam, the Defund the Police jam, please.
All right, peace, family. My name is Louie from the Peace Poets, coming at you from the Boogie Down Bronx. And they're singing this all across the country, so I'm gonna need to hear you nice and loud. It goes like this. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. We are rising up in unity. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. We are rising up in unity. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. Come on. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. We are rising up in unity. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. Let me hear y'all. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. We are rising up in unity. Defund the police, give that money to community till black people free. Just y'all, let me hear y'all.
The police give that money to communities to black people free.
That's right. A little louder. Come on. Till black people free.
We are rising up in unity.
Defund the police.
Give that money.
Come on.
Community.
Till black people free. Let them hear y'all. Defund the police.
Give that money to
Yes.
community.
Till black people free.
We are rising.
Come on, 2 more times. Defund the police.
Give that money to community.
Till black people free. Nice and strong, let's go. Defund the police.
Give that money to community.
Till black people free.
We are rising up in unity.
That sound beautiful, people. That sound beautiful.
Looking for my sister Nalini. Nalini, if you're here. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep moving it right along.
So this is Occupy City Hall right here in New York City.
I just want to acknowledge imperfection.
Keep pressing the like button
Right? We don't have to be perfect.
right under the live stream. Smash that like button. We need to get this to
Shout
more
yourself
people.
out for being imperfect. Look at your imperfect ass self.
Smash the like button.
It's cool. You don't have to be
Share
perfect
this
today.
live stream. Share
We
this
gonna bring
live
up the
stream on
families.
all your
Don't
social
pay
media
attention to
platforms.
that. You see that thing up there in the sky? I'll tell you what I see. I see a community healthcare center
Where
up there in the sky.
we're also very close to
And
100.
laptops for kids. I see a bunch of guidance counselors and trauma-informed practitioners. That's what I see in the sky. I don't know what the fuck is doing in the sky, but I'm just there.
If you could support us, we're $220 away from raising $110,000. We definitely need more support, unless you expect CNN to come out here, MSNBC,
All right,
New York
y'all, we need
Times,
to give y'all one more
Washington
chance
Post.
to do.
I don't think so.
We're having
Keep supporting
Nalini
us in the
come up.
GoFundMe if you
Nalini,
can.
Let's welcome Nalini up here.
Okay, how's everybody doing? Shout out to all those who occupied last night and the night before here. Oh, come on, you know it's real hard. Come on, shout out to all those who occupied last night and the night before. And who are gonna be holding it down. All right, so there's a little song that we've been doing for the last couple weeks. If folks know Cut It. So one, I gotta see the scissors in the air. Right? So, you know the song, it goes, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. And when I say what, everybody goes, your budget's way too high, you need to cut it. Alright? But I need all of you to sing with me, alright? Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Alright. Cut it, woo, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, woo, cut it, cut it, what? Your budget's way too high, you need to cut it. What? Your budget's way too high, you need to cut it. Come on. Cut it, hey, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, woo, cut it, what? Your budget's way too high, you need to cut it. What? Last time. Cut it, cut it, cut it. Come on, NYPD, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. What? Your budget's way too high, you need to cut it. What? Your budget's way too high, you need to cut it. All right, you just learned a new chant. Let's go. All right.
All right, y'all give it up for Nalini coming up here with Cut It. Okay, so like Omari said, today we're going to hear from some of the families who have directly lost loved ones to police violence and their loved ones have been murdered. So here we have Constance Malcolm, we have Chenora Campbell, Carol Gray, and Mrs. Howell Bob. So we know that Constance and Chenora lost Marley Graham in 2012. Mrs. Bob lost Muhammad Bob in 2012, and they have been at the forefront of this fight to defund the NYPD and to get these laws changed. So they have had some victories in this month. We've gotten the 50A repealed, we've gotten the special prosecutor, and we have grown as a family, right? So give them a round of applause for being up here to speak to y'all today, for telling their stories, for sharing their love. We really want to send them love every single day, and especially as they stand up here at the forefront of this movement as we work towards defunding the NYPD and getting that $1 billion cut. And I want to give a special shout out to Chinor, who was 6 when Ramarley was murdered, and he was murdered right in front of him. And he is at the forefront of this movement today as a young person, right? Because we need our young people to be leaders. Thank you. Let's say that again. We love you, Chinor. And as Mayor de Blasio tries to cut money from the Department of Education and the Department of Youth and Community Development, no one up here better than Chinor is going to experience those cuts in those schools and those communities. And so we need to follow his leadership and to follow the leadership of these families as they stand at the forefront here with us. And so first we're going to hear from Constance, then we're going to follow with Chinor, and then follow with Ms. Ba, and then Carol. Give them a round of applause, y'all.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to speak first, but I'm gonna let Chinor go first. Chinor is gonna explain to you what he went through at 6 years old. He's now 14, so you can have a little understanding of where his mindset is.
Hello. As my mom said, I'm Chinor Campbell, 14 years old. I was 6 at the time when they killed my brother. Alright. I just came back from school. It was a regular day. My brother came in, saying hi to everybody. My grandmother had just came back in. And next minute we know, we're hearing banging at the door. My grandma goes to see who it is. By the time she even gets close to that door, it busts in. We all got startled. I'm still in the living room at the time while my brother was behind my grandmother as they started to rush in as they bust the door down. And by that time, it was so quick, nobody got time to process, but by that time, the shot had went off, my brother was down. We didn't realize, like I said, we didn't get to process it, but he was down. And at 6, I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I heard the shot. It was quick. It was a flash. And my grandma, she started questioning, well, why did you do that? Why did you do that? They pushed her. They threatened her. They took her to the precinct. They questioned her for 7 hours. And they just took me. I was just coming from school getting changed. They were trying to take me when I wasn't fully changed. So my neighbor took me in from the first floor. And I stayed there while my mom was trying to find me after she went to the precinct. From there, it was hard. The first couple of years, I did get in trouble in school a lot. I went through the emotions. I got angry a lot. I got sad a lot. But after a while, it took me time. But I got stronger as I started coming out to the rallies. I started marching with my mom and everybody else as we had the support. And I'd like to thank all of you for that. Anyone who stayed from there until now. Thank you. Like we were saying earlier, we want the NYPD's budget cut by $1 billion, not $1 million, $1 billion. Because we need that in schooling, we need it for counselors, we need it for programs. We need more counselors for when I or someone else doesn't want to talk to their parents, they're having a trouble at home, they want to talk to somebody at school. We don't have that now, we need that. So we need to cut them by $1 billion, put it back into the community. We need housing. We need schooling. We need programs for the summer, for after school. When sometimes we don't feel like we want to go home, you get to have that space to go to. I don't want to take too much time, but thank you for everyone coming out, for everyone who supported me. Once again, we want the NYPD budget cut by $1 billion, and we want that by July 1st as they're voting, I believe, today or within this week. Thank you for your time.
Hello. So that's Chinor, and like he said, he was 6 years old at the time. You see, he doesn't go into everything because he doesn't remember everything that happened. Because at 6, you can imagine the trauma that he went through, watching his brother get killed. And when he tried to get the phone to call me, they took the phone away from him and assaulted his grandmother, and even threatened to shoot her if she didn't be quiet. So this is why you see I'm on the forefront, calling for the defunding of the police, because this is why I have to fight, because I don't want to have to bury another child. I fight because of my black and brown people. I fight because of you. Because as I was on the front line, also as an essential worker, a lot of times some of the places that we work didn't have PPE. We didn't have gowns. We had to actually improvise using plastic bags to make sure we didn't get infected. A lot of black and brown people die because of that. Because we are the people on the front line. We are the one that essential workers going out there when a lot of people didn't want to be on the front line. We was on that front line, put our lives on the line. So when they talk about cutting funds, why would you want to cut it from this type of essential workers? We was on the front line, fighting for her life, and now you want to cut the budget? That's not fair. We need, like Chinar said, we need schools. We need schools, we need housing, and when I a couple weeks ago, I sat and I watched Cuomo said, okay, I give you what y'all want. Y'all can stop protesting. Hell no, we ain't stopping. We are not stopping. We ain't get what we want yet because we ain't get $1 billion cut yet. So we ain't going nowhere. We want the fund to be cut from the NYPD expense. Like Shinar said, we want guidance counselors in our school. We want computers in our school. Right now, half of the kids at home didn't have computers. So we want to make sure our kids are funded in our community. Take that money away from them, put it in the community. You talk about gang violence, put it in the community so the kids don't have to go to the gangs. Put it there. We want teachers. Why would you want to cut funding from teachers? Our black and brown kids already have enough problems learning. Why would you want to do that? Why you want to take that away from us? We want to be like everybody, equal with everybody else. We need equal rights like everybody else. We want our community to be free. We want our kids to go to the park without being harassed by police. If they're walking 5 people, they're not a gang. They are friends. We want to make sure our kids are safe. We want to make sure they get the education like everybody else that they deserve. We just have election, and we don't want these elected officials to be comfortable in their seats. We're going to raise hell if they don't do what we want them to do. We didn't put you there to occupy seats. We put you there to work for us. We put you there because we want change. We deserve change. We are tired of being oppressed. We are tired. We are not stopping in the street till we get what we want. We are not going home. So y'all occupying these days, that's very good. Make that goddamn mayor uncomfortable. That's why he's too comfortable in his goddamn own skin. He is too comfortable. All he do is back these police officers. See how quick he want to cut budget, but he won't cut it from the NYPD. He don't want to cut from the NYPD. Why? Why, Mr. Mayor? Because you don't want them to turn their back on you again? Because you don't want them to turn their back on you again? Why are you worried? Your time is up anyway. Why are you worried about that? Come on now. You have 2 black kids that look like my son. You have 2 black kids that look like my son. Why wouldn't you not want to fight for the things that we asking for? We can't afford for our kids to go to private school. That's why we set up the public school. And that's why we need this funding now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Can you hear me good? My name is Hawaba. I'm the mother of Mohammed Ba. You can hear a lot of story. But my son's story is clearly why we asking the mayor to cut the $1 billion from the NYPD.
I'll be around.
My son Mohammed Ba was murdered in September 25, 2012 in his own home. Mohammed Ba was an honor student. Mohammed Ba was a taxi driver. He wanted to be independent, as every black and brown managing in America here. Mohammed got emotion distress. He called me when I was in Africa. I flew all the way and come to see my son because I know something happened to my son. And when I reached, I asked how I can take him to the hospital. everybody advised me call an ambulance because he was having beating in his head. They asked me if Mohammed drink. I said no. He smoked. No. What happened? He born with depression. I said no. What happened? He got beaten. They say call an ambulance. Calling the ambulance. They look at me as an immigrant. They look at Mohammed's name as a Muslim man. They decide to take her life. When they arrive, I tell them, I don't call you, go away. I'm looking for ambulance. They say, oh, mom, don't worry, this is the system. You should listen, this is the system. When you call an ambulance, who will arrive first? When we see the person who will call the ambulance. When they reach see Mohammed, he locked the door. They declare Mohammed don't want to open the door. I said, let me talk to him, he will open the door, they refuse. I sent 2 people, they refuse. The people from the building come outside and say, listen, what are you rushing for? This young man, he's good for everyone here. If you don't open the door, he said he don't call you, let him talk to him, he will open the door. They refuse. They finally broke my son's door, come inside, shoot him 8 times. Officer Mateo shot the last shot as close range when my son was already on the ground. I feel it. When I see them coming like that, I feel it, something happened. I said to my people, I said, these people are not helping my son. Suddenly he come inside and said, open the door. I said, I want to see my son. He said, no, you can't see. I said, why? He said, there's a couple of shoot. I said, you shoot my son? He said, no. He just have a little scratch, he will get better. I said, little scratch, I want to see him. He said, no. People who know them, they say, Mom, we're all there, wake up behind your son, he dead. I said, dead? He said, he dead. They said, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. We're coming to pick you up. Reach to the hospital, they announced to me, my son dead. Since that day, I determined the system they got might change. The system they've got to kill, not to protest, they got to change. I know I can't see Mohammed again, but they will not kill other Mohammed again and go away with that. They will not kill other black or brown in their own community with their taxpayer and go away with that. I'm telling you, they take me from court to court. They decide to cover up everything and their city help them to cover up. Any place that they take me, they say, we don't find enough evidence to indict them. They can't find it because they don't want it. They always like to protect them to kill the people. We've been fought to fight. I've been on the front to fight for 60 years. Finally, I exposed them outside, on the public for everyone. Judge tell them they are liable for Mohammed's death. It was our victory. It's your support me. Give me the courage from place to place. I never discourage. I decide the 50 why the shield in every death they have that got to go. And let's go. I decide the special prosecutor. Because the dead body cannot talk and the criminal cop can lie. So you can see the truth and hardly for us to see the truth. I decided to put testimony at the position to put this truth out after 6 years. In my heart, I determined to save the near cause, to save the mothers, to save the family, to not go through why I do. That's why we're calling today the mayor to defund $1 billion from the NYPD. Because they pay too much and they're not doing the job. If they were doing the job, it doesn't matter, but they're not doing the job. They're just killing us, they're just killing the children, they're just killing anyone they got. And they walk away with that. That cannot be happening, they got to stop. After killing Lamale Graham behind her mom, her grandmom, 6 years after, they do the same thing, broke Mohammed door, kill him in front of his family and the neighbors. This is a freedom. That's not a freedom. We want the future generation to be free. We want to have the mental health training. Who can support them? Who can have them to give them support and love? Because mental health can happen to anyone. As Eda Segan says, Muhammad will always be the first in class. He graduated to honor. But he got problem, he got a depression. He don't have no one. He was supposed to have love and support. It doesn't happen. After a few months, they kill everyone in front of everyone. And you see Pentalia do like this, I don't care. When I tell you, when I see George Floyd, I feel it. I remember myself in 2012. When those people run like they walk, like they're running for wall. I said, please, please stop, and it didn't stop them. We got to stop them. We can now walk and pay them. They treat us like an animal. We're not an animal. When somebody look at someone like your child, or your brother, or your mom, or your wife, and take their life, you are the animal, not the person. You should serve the person's life and leave the death with the judge and jury if the person got a death penalty. You are not a judge, you are not a jury. We need justice. We need to tell them to cut the $1 billion now. Otherwise, we'll take the street until we got $1 billion for our community needs. Thank you.
Keep pressing that like
Greetings,
button.
everyone.
Keep pressing that like button.
My name is
Share
Sarah
this.
Gregg.
Share this
I'm
live
also the mother
stream.
of Kimani Gray was murdered.
Keep those
2013.
GoFundMe contributions
Kimani
coming.
was 16 years old, leaving a sweet 16 party where he wasn't even allowed to drink. Standing around with his friends, talking about, you know, how much dubs they got in the party, who got how many numbers. All Kimani had was a bottle of water in his hand. NYPD rolled up, plain clothes, decided to ask him a question. Mind you, Kimani has an older brother that's on the street, so they always try to interrogate Kimani when they can't see my older son. Kimani decided to walk away from them. Boom, 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 boom. 11 shots. 11 shots. 5 connected Kimani. 2 in his back, 1 in his arm, 1 in his leg, 1 in his butt. They say he pointed a gun at them. Oh no. How do you point a gun while you're trying to climb over a fence to escape? How do you point a gun when you got shot in your back? How do you point a gun after you were shot? You lay there bleeding, saying, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die, call my mom. How are you doing an investigation around the scene where Kimani was laying down at? Then you place some pink handcuffs on him, lay him right there. Even the ambulance workers wasn't agreeing with the handcuffs. He was already dying. Applying a gun at the scene, an old police gun. Ain't no young teenager gonna have no old police gun. Furthermore, the irony of this old shit is no fingerprint for Kimani, no DNA on that gun. That was found how many feet away from Kimani's body? Not 1 bullet fired from it. But it takes 2 grown officers who were trained to serve and protect our children to take my son down. So why should we give them more money? We have to defund them. Defund them. We need places to go after school, after work, after just hanging out with our friends. The community I live in, they have a park there, yeah. The kids and the adults have to use the same bathroom, where grown men piss and women piss. Little kids playing around, how they use the bathroom. What about the teachers? Huh? We don't need no more cops in our schools to interrogate our kids, to be afraid of them. Mayor de Blasio, I don't see why you're protecting these officers. You're giving them special treatment. For what? For murdering another black, brown, or Latino child? No way. We're not going to stand for that. We're not going to put up with that. And what about all the family members? All the good friends, best friends, classmates that lose a loved one on the street to police violence? Who therapies them? Where's the therapy for the mothers, fathers, and everyone? Where is it? We vote. The people vote. New York, you vote for these people. I don't remember seeing anyone voting for NYPD. So why is NYPD running New York City? Why are they being about the law? Why are they breaking law. Why they keep killing? We have to stop them. Yeah, after Imani was killed, then Muhammad killed, they said, oh, they made special training, other trainings. What other trainings? To murder Kimani? To murder Eric Garner after? And now George Floyd? Where is the training money going? Why is New York City spending money for lawsuits? We don't need lawsuits. We need change. We need streets. We need freedom in our streets. We need safer communities. We need our children to be protected by those who said they're here to serve and protect them, not taking their life. Train them for what? To be more murderers? Huh? Train them for what? To take another life? Another sister? Another brother? Another niece, nephew, son, daughter? No way. We said no. Defund NYPD. Reinvested in our communities. Reinvested in our communities. You have to make the change. New York City, it's for you. We're here for you. Yes, we've been scarred losing our loved one. But we are here, giving our voice for New York City and all New Yorkers. Defund NYPD. I'm gonna say a chant. And when I say it, you said not for cops. Money for the homeless. Money for schools. Money for our communities. Money for the elders. Not for cops. Thank you.
Y'all give it up for these families. Thank you, Mrs. Bob. Thank you, Carol Gray. Thank you to Lord and Constance.
I wanna just get into a chant. I wanna just get angry, but I'm so tired. I don't. A sister over there heard the name of Ramarley Graham, and she remembered. She's like, oh, I remember. I forgot, and her heart breaks all over again. And I know what this paper says is for me to do. It's supposed to get up, and I gotta chant and tell you what our demands are. But I'm fighting for all of that stuff. But I'm also fighting for a moment to actually breathe. A moment to actually touch that behind all my chants and all my anger and all of that is really sadness that I don't get to show. Because I don't have time, because I have to fight. But I'm deciding, I'm gonna take this moment right now to hold, but I had to hear that story, and it's like not the first time I've heard those stories. I'm not rushing. We're gonna take this moment and really feel about those stories we know about and the stories we don't. The ones that are not on camera, the people that just got by on their life. It lives in my body. It's in my body, I feel it. No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
1 billion or no peace! 1 billion?
No peace!
Thank you. Thank you, family. We gotta get vulnerable, because we keep us safe. And for me to keep you safe and for you to keep me safe, we gotta get vulnerable, we gotta get real. I don't gotta like you, but I'm gonna keep you safe and you keep me safe, because cops don't keep us safe. Right now, I also want to take a moment because I can chew my gum and walk at the same time. We going for defund NYPD, but also we need to go a lot harder for Breonna Taylor. We need to go a lot harder for black trans lives. And on that note, I want to bring up a sister, a black woman, who hold all the black women that hold the movement. I want to bring up Solstice for a moment of singing. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Solstice is coming. coming up, she is a local NYC singer who has performed in hella clubs and things around the city. So I really want y'all to show her some love right now while she's getting herself set up and ready to perform for you. Because you know, it takes a lot to get up here and to be vulnerable like this. It takes a lot to show your artistry in these ways. And we want to show her as much love as we can as she comes to this stage. All right, give it up for Soulstress.
Hello, everybody. When I say defund, you say police. Defund. 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 All right. So these people are up in here. We don't want no peace. We want them to hear you. I want you to scream as loud as you can right now. Rumble on something, clap on something. Let them know that we are here. We ain't going nowhere. Let's go. Let's go. More, 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 more. We are not going anywhere. We are tired. 2020, we shaking shit up. I'm cussing to that. We shaking it up in 2020. Let me hear more. Let's go, let's go. So in that little boardroom, they can hear us from here, all right? So once again, y'all, my name is Soulstress. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that I was even able to be invited today. Thank you so much. I'm a black woman, so this hits. And I wrote a song, and it's called Better. And I know we got a lot going on, but I need it to be known that we are better than anything that this world tells us we can be. We are better than these fucked up police. We are better than these fucked up laws. And at the end of the day, without these guns, baby, what's good? What's good? If it's hand to hand, what's going on? You ain't got it. And that's a fact. So I wrote this song. Hopefully y'all love it. It's called Better. And it's about being better than what anybody tells us we can be, what any oppressors force us to be. We are better than all of those things. Let's go. Feeling broke down, way past frustrated. Feeling the world ain't worth the goals we're waiting. Do you know you're better? Feeling like this innocence to clear. If not, it's hide or live free and be feared. Do you know you're better? They play with our patience, play with our soul. The spirit moves through us and we come from much more. Cause I know that we're better. They play with our patience, play with our soul. Spirit moves through us, we come from much more. And I know that we're better. And I can't take it no more. No, I won't take it no more. Free me from the shackles, mental and actual. God has promised me more. No, I can't take it no more. No, I won't take it no more. In this final hour, we find inner power and let the story be told. I'm better than you, I'm better than this shit. What I'm gonna do is make it my mission to be. I know I'm gonna be. I'm better than you, I'm better than this shit. What I'm gonna do is make it my mission to be. I'm gonna be. Let me hear it if you know that you're better. Let me hear something if you know that you're better. Then whatever is going on, we are better than this and we will always rise up. Because at the end of the day, all of these people, we outnumber everything. We outnumber everything. The police is a small amount, but we are better. Yeah, and I can't take it no more. No, I won't take it no more. Free me from the shackles, mental and actual. God has promised me more. I'm better than you, I'm better than this shit. What I'm gonna do is make it my mission to be. I know I'm gonna be. I know I'm better than you, better than this shit. What I'm gonna do mission to be. I know I'm gonna be better than you. Better than you. Better than you. I know I'm better than. I know I'm better than. And no, we can't take it no more. No, I can't take it no more. No, I can't take it no more. I know I'm better than. I know I'm better than. All right, so this part right here is gonna be like a little chant. I'm gonna need y'all to help me with it, all right? Better. So it goes, you can't make us forget our power. You can't make us, right? So I go, you can't make us, and you say forget our power, right? Yeah, so it's gonna come right now and go. I said a 1, 2, 3. You can't make us forget our power. You can't make us forget our power. I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna be. One more time. I know that you can't make us forget our power. No, you can't make us forget our power. I know we're gonna be. Yeah, better be. Yeah, I know I'm better than you. Better than this shit. What I'm gonna do is make it my mission to be. I know that we can be better than you, better than this shit. What we gon' do is make it our mission to be. I know that we can be, yeah. Yes, thank you guys so much. One more time when I say defund, you say police, defund, defund, defund. Thank you.
Y'all give it up for Soulstress and that beautiful song. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Soulstress. All right. Now we are going to hear from some more families. So, like I said earlier, we have been in this fight for a very, very, very long time. Too long. Somebody say that again. How long have we been in this? Too fucking long. Too long.
Share this live stream. Share this live stream all over the place.
Right now,
all your social media platforms.
Mercy Baez, who is the cousin of Anthony Baez, who was murdered by the NYPD in 1994. That was 26 years ago. 26 years. I am 25, and that was 26 years ago. Right? That's as long as I have been alive, almost. And it's way too long for someone's life to have been taken and cut so shortly. We will also hear from Astrid and Ashley, who are the cousin and sisters of Alan Felice. So can I get Astrid, Ashley, and Mercy to come up to the... Sammy Felice to come up to the stage.
Thank you. And thank everyone that's out here today. We appreciate the love and support. You guys really show that there is power in the people and power in these communities. So thank you. Give you guys a round of applause. Thank you so much. On October 17th of 2019, which was just 8 months ago, my brother was murdered by the NYPD. This interaction happened in the Bronx on Bainbridge Avenue, half a block away from a hospital, Montefiore to be exact. My brother was stopped on a seatbelt violation, a false seatbelt violation at that, because when the officer pulled him over, he noticed that he did have the seatbelt on. The officer proceeded with the interaction, and the struggle led with my brother's demise. The entire interaction took approximately 2 minutes. And I join you guys, and I encourage you to go on YouTube and look up my brother's name, Alan Felice, and watch the video, and you will agree with me that the NYPD has a shoot-to-kill mentality, and that isn't something that's just happening now. It's been happening for the last 20 plus years, and it's continuously happening this week, last week, and it hasn't changed. Unless we start to do the things that we're currently proactively doing and fighting for these injustices and letting our voices be heard, we won't get change. So what I want is for the NYPD to be defunded by at least $1 billion, and that's just the start. Anything less than that will be an insult to our communities. We need these helps and these resources allocated into our communities directly when it comes to housing, education, and into our medical field. I also work in a nursing home, and we had no supplies. As you can see, my family here, we're in the nursing facility, and we had no PPE. And it's sad that a country can invest so much money on war and hate, but can't invest on its own citizens and their own communities. We have to change that narrative, and only we as the people can help that happen. We vote these city officials in there. We can easily get them out. We choose who takes those seats. They don't self-appoint themselves. So what we need is for the mindset to change. These officers take our families' lives, like they took my brother's, and they continue to take people from the community, and they feel no hurt from what happens. These officers go right back into work and show no ill remorse for their actions. We need to ensure that these officers are prosecuted to the fullest extent and are held responsible for their actions. Now this is why I like to thank this Justice Committee for inviting me here and for every action that they've done for the last decade at least for FIGHT and repealing 50A. The officer, Jonathan Rivera, who shot my brother on October 17, 2019, had already killed someone. In the current state that it is, I will ensure that there's change, and with your support, we will do that. Thank you so much.
Defund the police. That should have been happening a long time ago. Like, I'm 25 years old and I wasn't alive to see Anthony Baez, my cousin, get murdered by the police. And he was murdered in a chokehold with a baton because he was playing football with his brothers and accidentally hit a car of a policeman.
Francis Lavoni, fuck up.
Appreciate it. That should have been happened. Defunding the police, I shouldn't be here, a brand new generation, having to speak the same speech that my aunt had to speak years ago. I shouldn't still have to be here reminding them that we're not going anywhere, that we have all the power, and I'm so happy to be alive during this time, because we are the revolutionary. We will make a change. This is the time. We are the chosen generation, and I guarantee you, I will not stop. I have a 6-year-old daughter. She will not have the same fight. So let's defund the police by at least, how much? At least. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Oh, but we gonna have to start moving. Democracy is not a spectator sport. It is part voting, but it's a whole lot moving. And in a few minutes, we gonna take the streets. Because whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
You damn right. Sorry, somebody said we being Christian out here, but we also being Christian Muslim, and we also pissed as hell, so I'm gonna watch my language.
Be real, brother. You can be a Christian and be real.
Thank you, sister. Repeat after me. I believe. I believe that. I believe that we will win. Turn up. I believe that we will win. 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 Yo, if you're not having a good time, this is not gonna work. We gotta be militant about our anger, our sadness, and our joy. You understand? They're not gonna defund my joy. I'm gonna come at their neck. I'm gonna have a good time doing it. Because we keep us safe. At this time, we're gonna bring back my brother from the Peace Poets one more time again.
Peace, peace, family. So if you were moving right there, and if you were like in your body, if you were like that feels good, I need you to take a step forward over here. Because we're about to do something real quick. And I'm passing to my mentor, my elder, Dr. Drum, who's gonna speak to you about the legacy, the heritage, the ancestry, and the resistance of Bomba. So I need y'all to come up. I know we have the cameras in the front, but my people, come on up, come on up.
Thank you. You know, sometimes it's important that the piece that we opened up, Bomba Neone, the only reason why we were singing that song, because we were really talking about history. And that was the ceremonial song for the Haitian Revolution. It was the uprise. And that's why that song was sung back then. And so singing it today, if we don't know that history, we don't feel like we're connected with those words. And so what I was just, asking the people is to join me in that chorus, because that's what it was about, connecting to our history, to our people, and what does that mean when we're fighting for freedom, right? So we're talking about one of the first black people that fought for their freedom, and still to today we don't have that, right? There's still some issues there. There's a lot of issues. So when I actually chant, it's not to perform. It really isn't to perform. It's actually to connect. So understanding that whatever we're doing today derives from those African roots, traditions. When there's a call, we're supposed to respond. That's the culture, that's the tradition. It is not a performance, right? And so when we drum, I don't need to ask you to dance. You just come and dance. That's your responsibility. This is who we are. This is who we are as a people. We're not here to perform, right? We're not here to perform. It's just a vibration. And follow your vibration. Don't let oppression hold you back. Don't let it hold you back. Be you, right? Thank you. Everybody! Come on, connect, baby! This is the revolution! We're singing for change! Epa! Ay, cangali! Thank you. Thank you. Gracias.
Y'all, give it up for the Peace Poets and Bombayo. You can do better than that. Give it up for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, one of the major proposed budget cuts for fiscal year 2021 has been to the DOE and to DYCD. And we know that those services and those departments fund our youth and our communities, right? And so right now, I'm about to bring up Ja, who's a member of Fierce. Fierce is one of these organizations that advocates for our young people on a daily basis. So Ja's gonna come up, share his story, tell you all the reasons why we need to get that $1 billion removed from the NYPD's budget, and share why investing in our youth is imperative to our success as our communities and for us to thrive. Come up, Ja. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Again, my name is Ja, aka DJ Clutch. I'm from Harlem, New York. Harlem, you know the vibes. We here. New York, we here. Just want to let y'all know one thing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Saying it's a blessing to see all of y'all. To see that we're making change. To defund these NYPD people. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the money, I feel like, with them. It's all about the money. It's not about the people. It's not about us.
Systemic racism.
You hear that?
Systemic racism.
Man, we gotta make a change. What I feel like is this, man. Fierce NYC is a nonprofit organization that we create LGBTQ / people of color change. We make leaders out of all of them. We're all leaders here. Everybody is their own leader. We're not followers. We're not, oh, we're gonna go and do this. No, we gonna make change. We make things happen because this is who we are. We're people, we're human beings. We have a life, we have a voice, we have a choice. Let's do this, you know what I'm saying? Also, I think because the $1 billion, that's at least that we're trying to make, right? Is $1 billion so we can help our youth, help our communities, and also help each other. I think also we should put that money towards SYEP. If anybody doesn't know what that means, that's Summer Youth Employment Programs, you know what I'm saying? Because look, our youth need that so they can learn how to be responsible and learn different ways on how to budget their money. You know what I'm saying? We don't need these a-holes to get that money. We need that money. You know what I'm saying?
Asshole.
Word. We need that money and we need it now. You know what I'm saying? We're like JP Morgan. Word. We need it now. That's our money. Word. Alright. But it's a nice day outside. It's a nice day outside. Well, I love y'all. Everybody keep on fighting. Black lives matter. All lives matter. You hear? We here. You know the vibes. DJ Clutch, you know.
Thank you. All right, y'all, give it up for Ja. One more time, give it up for Ja and Fierce. All right, thank you. So we are almost about to finish wrapping up our program. We have a few more people coming up to speak to y'all, and then we're getting ready to do what? We're going to go out and march. Do y'all want to know where we're going today? Do you? It doesn't seem like people are excited. I need people to be excited when we go out and march on these streets. I need people to be ready. Are you ready to go out and march for your people, for your community? Are you ready to defund that budget? Okay, we need to get you excited. But I'm not going to tell you just yet where we're going. Okay, y'all got to wait a little bit more, okay? Maybe like 5 more minutes and then we'll go, right? Okay. So we're gonna have one more chant so we can get our people ready, because you need all those chants, right? We need you to be hyped in these streets. We need y'all to feel good. So we're gonna have a chant and then a few more speakers, and then we'll let you know where we're going today, okay?
Yeah. Hit your people up. Tell them to pop out. They be like, what we doing? What's the move? Tell them, hold on a second, all right? Because we out there. We taking our streets back. How you doing, family? Are y'all mad? Why you mad? Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Yeah, how much money we want? At least $1 billion! We're gonna invite my brother Lumi from Peace Poets back up, because we gotta get the vibes right and get protected up. before we hit these streets. I say these streets, I'm so sorry, that is incorrect. Yeah, yo, safety is all about accountability, brothers and sisters, cousins. So if I make a mistake, please hold me accountable, okay? Especially as a cis-het man, I recognize that I have privileges. So hold me accountable, please. So, whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Black lives matter! 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 Defund the police! Here we go.
So family, got one more song for y'all, one more chant. And this came from years ago, marching to the precinct with Constance and Ramani's family. And it goes like this, if you can repeat after me. Another black family morning, what's this country got to say? Another black family morning, what's this country got to say? They killed another human being and nobody had to pay. They killed another human being and nobody had to pay. Now what's that say? What's that say? Now what's that say? What's that say? Either you racist or you fighting for a change. Yeah, yeah. Either you racist or you fighting. All together now. Another black family morning, what's this country got to say? They killed another human being and nobody had to pay. Now what's that say? What's that say? Now what's that say? Now what's that say? Either you racist or you fighting for a change. Yeah, yeah. Either you racist or you fighting for. Let me hear y'all. Come on. Another black family morning, what's this country got to say? They killed another human being and nobody had to pay. Now what's that say? Now what's that say? Either you racist or you fighting for a change. Yeah, yeah. Either you racist or you fighting. One more time. Come on. Another black family morning, what's this country got to say? They killed another human being and nobody had to pay. Now what's that say? Now what's that say? Now what's that say? Now what's that say? Either you racist or you fighting for a change. Yeah, yeah. Either you racist or you fighting for a change. Thank you.
That's beautiful. I felt the soul and the funk. We all got soul out here, yeah? Make some noise, you got some soul! And we out here united. And the beautiful thing is, the people united will never be defeated. 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 And that's the truth. That's facts. That is facts. We live in one of the richest cities in the world. And our schools are underfunded. We have shitty health care, and it makes no sense. We want to invest in our community. This is the refund. Defund the police for at least $1 billion, and we are playing no games. No games anymore. They're waiting for us to lose momentum. We're not losing momentum, my friends. No, no, no. We out here all summer. Black Lives Matter summer, ask about it. Defund the police, ask about it.
All right, y'all, we are on our final speaker here. I need y'all to make some noise because we made it to the end. We made it, and we're about to go out in the street. Make some noise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And y'all see these beautiful pieces of art that we have back here on all of the ways that we need to invest in our communities. Let's lift these pieces up. We are investing in our education, in our elders, in our healthcare, in our environment, in our youth, in our food, and in our housing. So right now, I'm going to bring up Chris Banks, who is going to talk to you about why we need to invest in our housing, right? Because we all need somewhere to live. Everyone deserves that. That is a basic right that everyone deserves to have. And so please give it up for Chris Banks as we talk about housing and why investing in housing for our communities and our people is imperative to our livelihood.
No justice, no justice, no racist. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? All right, how many people owe rent? How many people owe rent? How many people owe rent? Raise your hand, don't be shy, don't be shy. Everybody. Well, the $1 billion and more that we're asking for, whatever we're demanding, take care of our rent. You kill us every day, you put your knees in our necks, take care of our goddamn rent. We built this shit, and we taking this shit the fuck back. There is no reason why folks should have to worry about paying rent. Not a reason why. Every time there's a situation in this country, we have to fight for goddamn near everything. Every time we have to fight, day in, day out. We get the shitty end of the stick every day. So $1 billion? $1 billion the mayor was talking about, he had to lay off 20,000, 22,000 city workers. Well, start with the goddamn NYPD. You want to close your budget gap? You want to close your budget gap? I see a bunch of useless folks right across the street in 1 PP that we can get rid of. That's a good sacrifice. That's worth the sacrifice. That's worth the blood. All the lives that have been taken. That's worth the blood and more. So today we're saying, pay our rents. Forgive us of our rents. Pay our rents. Take that $1 billion and pay our rent. We want more. We deserve more. $1 billion. The NYPD has a $6 billion budget. And we're asking for $1 billion and more? Shit, give us the whole goddamn thing. We built this shit. You don't understand. Say it with me. We built this shit. We built this shit. And God damn it, we gonna take it back. God bless you all.
All right, folks, where Brooklyn at?
Where Brooklyn?
I love you, man. Hey, now, Brooklyn. Yeah. Yo, we're uptown, we're Harlem. Yo, Queens in the house. Washington Heights, holla at me. I'm gonna try it. Shaolin, Staten Island. All right. So we're about to make moves. Take out your phones. South Bronx. I didn't forget about the Bronx. Can't forget about the boogie down. All right. We're about to announce where we're going. Prepare. But once again, Constance, give him a round of applause, please.
All right. Anybody been rocking with me from 2012 know that I never had a permit to march. We just take the street and we do what the hell we wanted to do. So today is going to be one of those days. We're going to take the streets and look over there. That's where we're going across the bridge. That's what we're going to take. And we're not going to ask for no permit. We're going to take it because it's our street. So we're going to line up and we're going to go across the bridge. Let them follow us. It's a time for them to follow us.
All right, did y'all hear that? Where are we going? We're going to Brooklyn. Brooklyn. That's where I live, y'all. I'm going to be close to home. All right, so we're going to make it across that bridge.
Oh, straight! 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 Well, let's take the straight!
Thank you, Miss Grace.
Yo, let's put our ethics and our principles where our hashtags is. Right now, it's really trending to follow black women. And right now, we got families who are made up of black women. So if you are marching, we're gonna follow them. We're gonna be behind them. And another thing, this ain't new. This didn't pop off because someone put black squares. This has been a fight for 2017. And so we wanna honor the organizers that be doing this 365. So also, behind the families, behind the organizers, who are mostly women of color, we're gonna march behind them. So let's be, it's been a fight for a while, so please be respectful and march and be in formation. And remember, who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? Who keeps us safe? I don't know you, but I love y'all, and I promise to keep you safe. Will you keep me safe? So let's keep each other safe, and let's take the streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. We are lining up right over there, and we got no fear because this is our city, and we want $1 billion or bust, at least. We're coming. We're coming. Thank you so much. Bless you so.
So that was a lot of speakers here at Occupy City Hall. Let's show some of the thing. Unfortunately, I can't march. I got to go drive to Long Island, unfortunately. But I can show you what this encampment looks like. And thanks for the super chats, the GoFundMes. Keep it going. I think we're almost at $110,000 raised. Covering this stuff in the field costs a lot of money, believe it or not. That's why very few do it, in addition to them all being lazy and corrupt. Corporate media and some of the independent media, to tell you the truth. So if you can chip in, GoFundMe, we'll put it in the link. So basically, they've had people sleeping out here for 2 nights. From the conversations I've had with a few people here, from the first night to the second night, it's increased by hundreds. So it'll be interesting to see how much it increases in the next day or two. It's kind of a mix of people for defund the police, Black Lives Matter, a focus on transgender black women, and obviously we have powerful speeches with the families of black men who have been murdered. I was trying to interview some of them, but it was kind of a little chaotic with the speeches going on. So I have a feeling this is not going anywhere, to tell you the truth. I have a feeling this is going to be getting bigger. But as you can see here, this is right next to City Hall. So this is where we're standing is kind of the outside, but inside is where the people camping out are. I am sure Fox News and the rest of the right-wing machine will be calling them the communist hippies. But I see a lot of young people, black people, white people. Justice for Elijah McClain, that's a name I haven't heard. And when you come out to these types of things, you continually hear new names of black men who did not get the media attention. And it's just astounding. I mean, one woman was speaking on camera about her son being shot 16 times. So, I mean, it's just horrific.
Yeah, you think he's dead? 16?
Yeah. 16 times son was shot. And also the police telling the police saying, "Oh no, he's fine, when he was dead on the ground." So all of this Occupy City Hall has sparked because New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, City Council are going over the 2021 budget, which these activists, Black Lives Matter activists, defund the police activists, have called for cutting the NYPD budget by at least $1 billion. Tell you the truth, I don't even think that's enough, but it's a start. So that would cut it from $6 billion down to $5 billion. Bill de Blasio, who ran on major police reform, has pretty much done the exact opposite, and he has expressed no desire to do real cuts to the city police department, So they definitely have an uphill climb, these protesters, to get $1 billion cut off the NYPD. But right now is the time. The city, the mayor, the city council, other parties are negotiating the budget. $1 billion cut would mean basically getting rid of the new cadet class, getting rid of existing police officers, probably getting rid of some of the militarized equipment that they are set to purchase, that they've been purchasing for years, getting rid of possibly administrative staff. But like some of them have set up there is really no reason for that many police. And police, in many cases, standing around playing Candy Crush, Tindering, and all those things that they're doing. So I also want to tell you that earlier you didn't see it on, what's that?
Signs.
Oh yeah, we could go check that out. So there's a lot of signs over there.
Can only for so long be like, well, it's there now.
So these are the folks getting ready to march. I didn't know they were marching, but unfortunately I gotta drive to Long Island tonight. But you see, defund NYPD, invest in communities, I Can't Breathe. You got these George Floyd murals over here, which we've seen at other protests. And this is right next to City Hall, and they've actually closed off the subway entrance here with a bunch of signs. Defund the NYPD, Justice for George, Black Lives Matter signs, Let Them Breathe. So really beautiful sight. And most people are wearing masks, which is also good. As we see, Texas, Arizona, Florida, those schmucks down there, not all of them, but a lot of them have think it's culturally cool not to wear masks. Fortunately, New Yorkers have mostly been smarter than that. But I think this is going to be something we'll be able to cover quite a bit, because this is growing and it's only been 2 days. Definitely has some, I guess you could say, nostalgia or flashbacks to Occupy Wall Street. This is a bit of a smaller area than that, but there's a lot of people out here. And as more people become aware that people are sleeping out here, I think you're going to see more and more people show up here. Right now, it's definitely several hundred people here, possibly close to 1,000. It's more filled than when I got here 2 hours ago. And it's kind of a mix of speeches, dancing, We heard one person, a transgender black woman, speak really powerfully earlier about just the attacks she's experienced from men. So it's really a mixed bowl of people here, all with one motive, which is to cut the police budget. So far, again, Mayor de Blasio, a Democrat, seems to have no desire in cutting the police department by $10, let alone $1 billion. Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's been propped up by the resistance crowd, also doesn't seem to have much interest in that. Just so happens they all take a lot of money from police unions. The New York City Police Union is the largest, most powerful police union in the country. And we've already seen the fraternal police union are pretty much the biggest gang in America, the fraternal police union. By the way, let's pressure the AFL-CIO, who, as part of that, has the fraternal police within the AFL-CIO umbrella. We need to pressure the AFL-CIO to get rid of them, because part of this police brutality and police militarization is the Fraternal Order of Police, which has essentially reigned through money and power, taken their power and has basically made it so that politicians will not move an inch on real police reform for fear of the Fraternal Order of Police. that's a large reason why Eric Garner's killer, Daniel Pantaleo, it took over 5 years for him to be even fired. And of course, he wasn't criminally charged. So anyway, they're getting ready to march. There's a lot more people here than when I got here. It's definitely a younger crowd like we've seen around the country, but there's still a lot of people. There's definitely older people too. A good mix of white people, black people. I've seen Latinos, Asians, and all that good stuff. So I think we'll be back. They're getting ready to march. Unfortunately, I can't. I got to drive to Long Island soon. But I do think we'll be back here. Let me read a couple comments before I go. All right. Thanks for all the wonderful feedback, viewers. Oh, am I getting feedback? I hope it's good feedback. Police can't police themselves. What makes anyone think they should be allowed to police people they don't know? Jordan, use the second loop. Damn it. You know, I haven't figured out how to use this second loop, to tell you the truth. Just when I think I got it, it's very tight. I don't know how to use the second loop, but thank you. Nobody's touched the mic but me, so that's good. Police reform bill, remove military weapons. By the way, as on the local level, they're trying to cut $1 billion from police. Bernie Sanders just introduced a 10% cut to the military budget. With Trump and McConnell in charge, that's probably as likely as me, running the New York City Marathon. And the Democrats have no interest really in cutting the military either. But at least the discussion is out there. It's kind of like Medicare for all. You got to first just get it out there, popularize it, raise awareness, organizing for it. So hopefully the cutting the police budget, yes, I don't agree that 10% is enough. But hey, let's start with 10%, get something cut, and go from there. So I think that's pretty much it from out here. Let's see, 300 viewers, so that's exciting. Definitely. Thanks, Jordan. We'd not know of this uprising. Yeah, we're here to cover these types of things that very few others are covering. So right now they're starting their march. I think they're trying to go over the Brooklyn Bridge. I wish I could march with them, but I unfortunately didn't know about the march, so I got to go to Long Island for something. We really appreciate the support. Let's kind of show people more of the thing. If you can, drop a couple bucks in the GoFundMe. We're almost at $110,000 raised. Unfortunately, we had a fun time on the members call last night. If you were able to join, you could always become a member of Status Quo for as low as $5 a month. So these are the people we spoke with earlier. They chalked justice for Robert Fuller. You guys who have been following the channel, we've been covering that. Robert Fuller, 24-year-old man, black man, found hung in Palmdale, California. We've been covering the quote-unquote investigation, which, as we've shown you, doesn't seem to be much of an investigation. They automatically called it a suicide without any evidence. So you got justice for Robert Fuller. $1 billion is nothing to you fucks. I like that sign. It's a great sign. And you see, I mean, you got umbrellas in the encampment, hammocks. I see a sign for Black Trans Lives Matter. So you see that over there. And City Hall is right over there. So we'll see how this grows over the next few days. The weekend's coming, so it might grow even more. There's definitely a concern because I heard security folks talking. over there. Obviously, there's always a concern about undercover NYPD infiltrating, so to speak. There's probably some of that. But you know, right now it's clearly peaceful. They have demands, which is good, specific demands. Obviously, we saw on the West Coast the autonomous zone, which I interviewed an organizer from CHOP, formerly Chaz, then became CHOP. I interviewed an organizer from there. That's up on the channel. Go check it out. Which had problems. There was obviously, unfortunately, some shootings. A black man died there. So hopefully that's not what happens here. But I think what you're seeing through the Seattle Autonomous Zone, now Occupy City Hall, is people not just stopping at the marches, but really like taking streets. And you know, this right next to City Hall is the place you want to do it, especially when they're negotiating the budget. And as Bill de Blasio, somebody was mentioning it, he's talking about cutting social services, schooling, food programs because of COVID and this and that. Well, I say first cut the police department, and you could start with the police department and then work your way towards the other bloated budgets. And by the way, subsidies and tax breaks for corporations in this city. But I would start $1 billion. I might, if it were me, I might have gone more than that. But whatever, $1 billion would be a start. $6 billion budget is obscene for any police department, much less the New York City Police Department. And that $6 billion is not as much a police department as creating an occupying force, which is what a lot of the people spoke of up there. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe so we could, get this out to more people. Chip in if you can to GoFundMe. Become a member if you can, as low as $5 a month at statuscoup.com/join. I have a strong feeling we'll be back here. It was great to show you these speeches. We'll cut them up. And when we're back, we'll definitely try to interview as many people as we can. So thanks for watching. Till next time. Peace out.